Live from the Ancobian capital, Lumumba, the news source of the African continent, Habari Network International.
Habari gani? I'm Ochanda Gabano Koyo, and this is Habari Network International. We are a news program broadcasting from the nation of Ankobia, a first world country in Africa. We present the news that's currently affecting the African world in and out of the continent. This program is presented in English for our English-speaking Africans. We look to translate our news in various African languages in the future, but for now, we hope you enjoy our show. Habari gani? I'm Ochanda Gabano Koyo, and welcome to HNI Weekly. In this week's top stories for the week of Monday, October 25th, 2021. The Sudanese military says no one man should have all that power. The Sudanese military has seized the government in a coup. The military arrested Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok and others on Monday. The military chief general Abdel Fattah al-Burhan declared a televised state of emergency and an end to the civilian military council that ironically overthrew the then president Omar Bashir back in 2019. Since then, the announcement of a state of emergency has caused protesters to meet police in the streets. The Ankobi consulate in the capital Khartoum released a statement asking for all Ankobi nationals in the country to report and avoid all public areas by any means. As developments continue to uncover, HNI Weekly will keep you posted. Enough is enough. Zimbabwe has said they have had enough. This week, Zimbabwe President Emerson Mnangagwa, aka the Crocodile, called for an unconditional removal of all sanctions imposed by the United States. President Mnangagwa, aka the Crocodile, and other diplomats stated that the economic sanctions have caused the country to suffer financially. The sanctions, according to the government, have banned international trade and business visas for all government officials. The sanctions, first imposed by the United States in 2002, after the Zimbabwe government repossessed land from its former colonial settlers. The Ankobi Secretary General, Wangeshi Kamau, met with U.S. Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken in March to discuss the removal of sanctions for the countries of Zimbabwe and Haiti. Since sides have not reached an agreement, Secretary General Kamau did state that the Ankobi government has considered withdrawing foreign aid in the U.S. if an agreement is not reached by the end of this year. If you recall, last time Ankobia withdrew foreign aid was 1998, after a Russian stealth fighter jet was captured on radar flying in the Ankobia no-fly zone in the northern county of Torit. Knock knock. Who's there? Coronavirus. In COVID news, the African continent has had 8.4 million cases. So far, 7.8 million have recovered. The high recovery rate can largely be accredited to the availability of vaccinations already administered. The Sebi vaccines from the manufacturer Soroba has been leading the world in its efforts to curb the pandemic. Mass production of the vaccine has since started from when European health officials have seen cases rise in Europe dramatically in recent weeks. Hey Jamaica, it might be past your bedtime. Also in COVID news, Jamaican President Andrew Holmes announced this week that a countrywide curfew will go into effect. Jamaicans now will be required to be inside by 8 p.m. each day from now until early December. The curfew implemented is set to help curb the cases of COVID-19, which now sit at 88,480 in the island nation. The Sebi vaccine has been among the vaccines administered across. If seeing is believing, this island may not be believing what it's seeing. Madagascar is seeing its worst drought in its history. The island, off of the southeastern coast of Africa, is now feeling the result of climate change from global warming. Below average rainfall and higher temperatures in recent years have caused the country to see famine scenes all across this year. Ahead of the COP26 climate conference, Ankobi Secretary General Wangeshi Kamau has stated that since February, the Ankobi Relief Organization has been on the ground in Madagascar, but that's all we've been seeing. Kamau also stated that if the West truly cared about the world, they would have taken measures to switch to renewable energy 40 years ago. The island nation of Madagascar is home to 26.6 million people and at one point in 2018 was one of the world's fastest growing economies. A country rich with various types of soil has seen crop production sink, along with constant cyclones and extremely high temperatures. This African country says, to infinity and beyond. Rwanda is continuing its quest for space exploration. On Tuesday, the country's news outlet, the Rwanda New Times, reported that the Rwanda Space Agency announced that it had plans to send 2 satellite constellations into orbit. A satellite constellation is a group of satellites that operate as a cohesive unit. This is the second time Rwanda will have sent a satellite into space. The first was satellite RWA-SAT-1, launched back in 2019. Rwanda isn't the only African country with a presence in space. Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya, Ghana, and Sudan have all launched satellites into orbit. Ankobia is currently the only African country with a space station. The Umbani Asumendisi space station has been in orbit since 1997, with currently a team of 8 astronauts. When we come back, we will read this week's African proverb. Sit tight, you won't want to miss this. Welcome back. Since ancient times, Africans have been known to speak proverbially, and here at HNI Weekly, we typically don't break from tradition. So let's go ahead and pick from the jar of Proverbs. Let's shake it up. Gotta dig deep. Oh. Spilled about 2. In this week's African proverb, from no particular African nation and ethnic group, it reads, I know something good is going to happen. Once again, I know something good is going to happen. In my interpretation of that, it relates to HNI Weekly. We've been operating for about 2 weeks now, but the brainstorming behind HNI Weekly has been over a month. We know that great things are going to happen because for those Africans that have been looking and searching for news on the continent and in the Caribbean, they've had to look at 5, 6, maybe 20 other sources. We will continue to be your one-stop shop for news that's back on the continent and in the Caribbean. And you, sir, what is your interpretation of this week's African proverb?
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed my sins away.
If you have your own interpretation of this week's African proverb, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this and other HNI Weekly videos. For more HNI Weekly content, connect with us on all social media platforms and reach out to us at HNI email here below. For HNI Weekly, I'm Ochanda Gabano Koyo, signing off.